So, have you heard of Shark Tank? It is a TV show that entrepreneurs go on to pitch their product or idea to five other entrepreneurs who are quote unquote sharks to basically try and get an investment to grow their company. And anyway, it's an amazing show. If you guys haven't heard of it, you definitely need to go check it out. It is awesome, thrilling, dramatic, everything you'd want in a TV show. So I went on Shark Tank for my company a few months ago, and I wanted to tell you guys about my experience because I get asked all the time what happened, where did it go, what was it like, yada yada yada. So anyway, this was my experience. So I went to the first interview, and there were more than 500 people in line with me, and I was number 408. So what they do is you stand in a long line and wait for hours just to get this. And once you get this, then you know that you have locked in your chance to interview. So you get this based off of the color. That's the time that you come back to interview at the hotel that they're basing it out of. So I got my wristband. They told me to come back, I think it was like 4 hours after I got my wristband. So I left for 4 hours, basically practiced my pitch in my car, nervous. My hands were sweating. I didn't even know what to expect. But I wish I wasn't as nervous as I was, because when I did my interview, there was 9 other business owners like me in the same room as I was. And basically what it was is they had a big room with 6-foot tables. They had 10 6-foot tables right next to each other, basically. And they brought in 10 people at a time to interview. And you had 1 minute to pitch your product to them. And you got to tell them your story, what was your project about, what it solved, whatever you wanted to tell them in that 1 minute. And I went, and like I said, there was other people right next to me. It was a big room. They had 10 6-foot tables, and it was so simple. It was like I was talking to a friend. It was so crazy. I got this gal, I can't remember her name, and she was just sitting there, and she was just, basically listening to me give my pitch. She could probably tell that everybody in there was nervous. And anyways, I gave my pitch, and about a month and a half later, I got a call from the same lady who interviewed me for the first interview, and she had congratulated me and told me that I made it to the second interview. And the second interview was a video interview that you had to answer several questions. It was about 15 questions, I believe. And the video couldn't be edited. It didn't need to be a professional video, basically like this, what I'm doing with you right now. And you had to answer all the questions basically in one gist. They didn't really want much editing because they wanted to see how you were going to act on camera. It is Hollywood after all. So her and I talk on the phone for like 30 minutes after she tells me that I make it. And we're just going back and forth about pretty much everything. And she tells me at the end of our conversation, she says, hey, before you submit your video to Shark Tank, go ahead and email it to me so I can give you my honest feedback. And I'm like, thank you so much. I'd really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we had, the moment we were told, we had about 7 days to film the video and submit it to Shark Tank. So I filmed it 3 or 4 days prior to the day that I had to submit it, assuming she's going to give me lots of, feedback. Hey, do this, maybe don't do this, whatever she wanted to tell me. And so I emailed it to her several days before I had to submit it to Shark Tank, and she emails me back after 2 hours of me emailing it to her. And she says that she was very amazed with my story, and she loved the product, and basically she wouldn't change a thing with my video. So I'm all hyped up. I'm like, man, this lady's seen a bazillion video interviews, and she likes my video, and she likes my story, and she likes my product. So hyped. I'm so excited. I'm so ready for this third interview, whatever it is. I was ready for it. And I unfortunately did not get a call back for the third interview. I know it was rough. I wasn't discouraged, but I was disappointed because I got my hopes up so high. But anyway, did not make it through to the third interview, but I will be reapplying. I have a few other big time-consuming things going on right now, but I definitely will be reapplying because I think it would be amazing to work with an entrepreneur who has already been through it and done it and made it, and just has all of this history to tell me what they've learned, what they failed at. So I just want to let you guys know my little bitty story, and if you guys have any questions about it or want to give any comments, go ahead and let me know. Don't forget to subscribe. This is a very new channel. We don't really hardly have, much going on yet because it is very new, but we would love for you guys to subscribe so we can keep this going on. And as always, it's just going to be me, raw, unscripted, talking about whatever it is you guys ask of me, or you're curious about my business lifestyle. So just go ahead and let me know, and I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching this if you made it to the end. All right, love you guys. Bye.